Hi everyone, it's Marlene. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today with my palettes galore. I have been shopping and I just couldn't resist. Some of them I just thought were absolutely amazing. So today is just a video to show you what I've purchased. Some of them I've tried a time or two, and I'll give you my immediate thoughts. Please remember that these are my thoughts. You may absolutely love these palettes and maybe you hate them. This is what is working for me and just my own personal opinion that I am sharing with you, and I hope you all understand that. All right, my first palette that I am going to share with you is probably the only Tarte Holiday that I will be getting, and it's this one. I purchased it because I always like to get a holiday palette, and I thought after I swatched the ones at Sephora and they didn't wow me. This one wowed me a little bit because I thought it had some colors that really would work really well. And if anything, I collect the palettes. What can I tell you? All right, I'm making a mess here. I'm trying to cover the mirror for you. Okay, here we go. This way I can show you. I'm sure you've seen it, but this is the palette. And this one, I gotta check my notes. This one has 24 shades. It is $49 and exclusive to Ulta. I haven't used this palette. I just swatched it, and what I swatched I liked, but I'm not going to get in depth with it because, like I said, I haven't used it. It does have bolds, it does have mattes, and you have a nice selection of neutrals here, and then you have a few pops of colors. So if you can see on these first two rows down here, where is it? Down here, this one and this one, those are your more neutrals. And then with the next two rows, you will see a bit more of a pop of color. Now with that Tarte, you also get a bronzer. There's a little drawer, and you get the paintbrush, which actually is really nice compared to some of the brushes that are included in these palettes. I usually don't use them. That one I probably will use. You get a nice little palette here with a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight, and you get a little sample of Double Tap with this holiday package. And that is Double Tap, and I really liked it. It's one of the ones that I like the most. And you also get a deluxe sample of the Tarte's mascara in black. I think this is a great palette if you're looking for a gift. If you don't have many of the Tarte palettes, you may like to have this one. I didn't really see any colors here that I said, wow, that really, really wowed me. I got it more because I wanted to get one of the Tarte Holiday palettes. Nevertheless, I think that this one swatched a lot nicer than the ones that I saw at Sephora. My next palette is the Lorac Mega Pro palette, and this is a limited edition. You can only get this one at Sephora, and this one is $59, and you get 32 shades, and you get a big old mirror, which I'm not going to show you. You get 32 shades, and your first two rows are your mattes, and then your bottom two rows are your shimmers. I think that this is a great palette for someone who doesn't have a lot of palettes, for a beginner. I think it's also a wonderful palette if you like your neutrals more than anything, and pops of color are not something that you particularly care about. I love Lorac. The Fallout that is associated with the Lorac shadows does not bother me at all. I think this is a beautiful palette. I could see myself using this every day. I've used it actually twice to go to school when I've gone to work. Your darker colors, your black. There is a gray shimmer and a gray matte. You have a white. And then you have this pomegranate that I am not sure why they put that in there, but it's there. And I'm sure they have a reason. They have a beautiful one called Cider, which is a coppery color, if you can see that. Love that one. So yeah, this is a great palette. The next palette that I am absolutely going nutsos over is the Kat Von D MetalMatte. It has that ambigram where it has metal and then matte. It is an absolutely beautiful palette. It is $60 and this is the limited edition. It is available at the Sephora website. And here you get 13 mattes and you get 9 metals. And this palette is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. One of the reasons why I think it's so incredible is because you have a lot of the neutrals here, but you also have lots of your really bold colors that will just, look at that, that will just give it that pop. And they are incredible. I mean, you could do a really neutral look and then on your outer V, use the blue or use the green. It has that deep purple. You have your shimmer, so if you want to put just a little bit of the shimmer right in the center on your movable lid, I think it would work great. Look at this gold and the copper. Look at those two colors. They are absolutely stunning. So I could see myself using this palette and not needing to reach for anything else. It also has the same consistency that we all know and love from the Kat Von D palettes. I have the Shade and Light and it's one of my absolute favorite. I also have a couple of the small ones that she launched a few months ago. Beautiful, beautiful. A little bit about this palette for those of you that are interested. It is free of parabens, sulfates, phthalates. It is cruelty-free, as are all of Kat Von D's products. So this is a great palette. And I got to tell you a really funny story. When this palette came in the mail, I had a friend over. And she said to me, what are you going to do with all of those colors? I mean, I thought that women after 50 weren't supposed to use colors like that. Really? And I said, well, you know what? I really can care less if I'm 59. I will be using these colors. And I am going to love every single second of it. And just like I said in one of my previous videos, I'll be the crazy old lady when I'm 85 doing some shopping and wearing bright purple hair and bright blue shadows, and I really don't care. Really. I mean, you know, why should we? I mean, if you just like to wear neutrals, that's one thing. But not because of our age we can't wear something else. Don't you agree? Those are my thoughts. Moving on, the next palette I have is the Master Palette by Mario. And this was a collaboration with Kat Von D. This was a collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a limited edition. It is $45 and it is available at Ulta and Sephora. In this palette, you get 12 shades. They are neutrals and jewel tones, and these are the colors that you get on here. They look absolutely beautiful, in the palette. I've only used it twice, so this is just a really first impression that I'm going to tell you. Some of the colors are pigmented and look exceptionally nice. They probably all are. I haven't used them all, so it may not be fair with what I'm saying. You do get a nice pigment there. Absolutely. Very nicely pigmented. My problem was that the first 2 times that I have used this palette, I found it difficult to work with. I worked with it, and once I finished working with it, I thought it looked really nice, but it took some doing. I didn't think that they were as blendable as some of the other. The colors that are in this palette are, in my opinion, are not really for the beginner. This is for someone who has a few palettes already, because you really don't have a lot of color to, for example, to do your base on your eye. Maybe you think it does, and that's fine. I used this one right here, and I thought it was way too yellow to do my entire lid. The other one, Marina, is too shimmery to do on my mature lid. It didn't work that well. I'm going to work some more with it, and I will keep you updated. I wouldn't run out and buy this palette unless you really know how to really work with the shadows, and you won't get frustrated. And now for my last palette that I have here, which is the one that I'm wearing right now, I absolutely fell in love with this palette. Now let's just take a moment for the packaging, because the packaging in itself, look at this. It comes wrapped in this tissue paper, and this is the Dose of Color Eyes Cream, and I had to show you the packaging because I thought it was beautiful. And then look at that. Is that not absolutely gorgeous? Then of course you get a mirror, and then these are the colors. Look at that. You know, you have your mattes that you can certainly work with for your crease color, for these are the 4 mattes. I think that there's only 4. And that's just one swipe, and look at that. So finely milled, very little fallout, highly pigmented, and you have a palette that you don't need to reach for something else. I don't see myself needing to reach for something else. I actually did my eyes today just with this palette. I used Berries and Cream, which is this one, on my entire lid. For my crease color, I used Cone, and I used a bit of the Blueberry Twirl right there. I used a mixture of Bubblegum and Sherbet, which are these 2 shimmer, and the Sherbet. That's what I used on my lid. And then for my lower lash line, I used Lavender Honey, which is that purple right there. And you know, when I saw it, and I saw that it was matte and that it was a lavender, I thought, oh, this is going to be horrid. You get purple, and it's not always going to be the best color in the batch. So when I saw it, I thought, and this is a light one, and it's matte, so I thought it was going to be chalky. It wasn't chalky at all. It went on really, really, really nicely. I didn't even need to wear the purple pencil. It is $50, and it is only available on the Dose of Color website. It is a limited edition. It is cruelty-free, gluten-free, paraben and talc-free. It is also phthalates free, and it is made in the USA. I absolutely loved it. It wowed me. It excited me. When I opened this up, I thought, "Oh, yes, I love it. I could see so many looks with it." This, I think, is perfect whether it's someone who doesn't have a lot of palettes or someone who has lots of palettes, because some of these colors are just so unusual to be in a palette this size. And you have your nice matte neutrals that you could do your crease with, and then you have your pops of color. Please let me know if you'd like to see a tutorial with any one of these palettes. I'll be more than happy to create some looks for you. I'm excited to use them. And if you have any of these palettes, or if you don't like them, let me know. Let me know what you think of them. I would love to hear from you. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and thank you all so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day. And don't forget, ladies, follow your passion, whatever it may be. I'll see you in the next video.